Hello, everyone. This is Brian from the Caldwell Chamber of Commerce, and today's a great day. We get to talk a little bit about folks that might be challenged with where they're at in life right now and next steps. And we're going to talk a little bit about advancing entrepreneurship with North Carolina IDEA. And I've got a good friend of ours, Thom Ruhe, with North Carolina IDEA. Tom, say hi to everybody, and welcome to our broadcast.
Hello, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so good to have you here, Tom. I've done some opportunity seeking for others and seeing what entrepreneurship looks like. And you guys have just done a great service to our state, and many, many people of just helping launch things. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about what North Carolina IDEA is and how people might be able to learn more and move forward, whether they're an entrepreneur, an investor, or involved with the ecosystem.
Happy to. So, first and foremost, NC IDEA is an independent private foundation. So despite having NC in our name, we're not a state agency. We're not funded by the state in any way. We're a nonprofit. But we're a nonprofit that really has a mission, a vision and a mission that is very much economic development. And so what we do is we manage a strategic portfolio of grants and programs that really help people realize their full entrepreneurial potential. I mean, at the end of the day, our efforts will hopefully lead to the idea that North Carolina is the best state in the nation to start and grow businesses of high impact. So we do that, as I said, through a combination of grants and programs. And what I mean by that is we have educational programs where we provide assistance to entrepreneurs, but we also write checks, and we have grants where we fund entrepreneurial ambition for people that are pursuing startups. So on the programmatic side, our oldest running program is called Labs. And Labs is like many other accelerator programs where we take people at a very, very early stage. It's usually, just evolving out of the idea stage. We help them go through customer validation, basically confirming assumptions or rethinking baseline assumptions. And, about half of the people that go through the Labs program actually conclude at the end of the process that maybe they shouldn't pursue that idea. And we take that as an okay outcome. And then the other half, pivot a little bit and then they leave with more confidence and resilience in the idea, hopefully more focus so that they can, start evolving into that early stage, beta stage.
Right. Now more than ever, Tom, people are, challenged. They may have lost their job, but I think everybody has an entrepreneurial heart. Oh, I would love to do this, or this is something, I've got a really neat idea. I think I could make money doing this. Even if you're, involved with a major organization, you've got a great job. Everyone has that innate thought process in them. And what's really cool about North Carolina IDEA is that you help vet those ideas out. You've probably got some great success stories, not only the ones that may not have come to fruition, but some really good success stories that have crossed your path.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing this work literally all over the world. I spent the first 20 years of my career being an entrepreneur, starting, growing, selling companies. And I've spent the last 15 years of my career helping people do that. And again, literally all over the world, from places like Bangladesh to Brazil to Guatemala, Mexico. And so I can confirm what you said in the fact that we're all hardwired to be entrepreneurial. I think it's kind of in our genes, so to speak, that we have a desire to be useful to other people and seek out opportunities from problems. What's not universal, however, is the access to resources, right, access to networks, access to training, right? That's where we see great disparities. And a big focus of the foundation since I joined a little over 4 years ago was a commitment that no less than 50% of all of our time, treasure, and talent would be applied to what we refer to as the communities of the underserved, which are specifically minorities, female founders, and our rural communities. We have to understand that entrepreneurial opportunity, and at the broader scale, economic opportunity, is not optimized if it's not inclusive. So we have made a very significant effort over the last 4 years to being more inclusive, to getting access to these underserved communities, so that we can all participate in the economic upside that entrepreneurship provides and the empowerment, frankly, that it provides. And, when you look at what's happening in the world at this very moment, I am I can't say how thankful I am for the board that I have that allowed us to kind of focus more intently on inclusive entrepreneurship. Because I think at the end of the day, when you strip away all the pain and the emotion of things like, systemic racism or any other type of societal ailment, it's really the underpinning is economics.
Yep.
Right. And people that are economically disenfranchised are not invested in their communities.
Yep.
And we have to work together to give more people the benefit and the power of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah, there's a freedom that comes with entrepreneurship that allows you to seek what your heart is and to serve so many other people that are in need.
I like to say, and this is getting a little dated now because the movie's been out of common viewing for some time, but it's kind of like Neo from the Matrix. Right. When your entrepreneurial mindset clicks in your brain, all of a sudden you will see things in the world that before you couldn't see. Right? You'll understand. You'll recognize problems as opportunities. It'll affect the way you think about how you allocate your time, your resources. It's a life-changing, for the better, obviously, in my opinion. It's a life-changing thing when it happens, and to me, it's a superpower, right? When you have that entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah, when I look at people that are within our community that are members or even not members, and who they are and how they got to where they're at and what they built from nothing. And it takes just that incredible superpower, as you said, to take your idea and take your passion to that whole next level. And I think it's great that you guys are an organization that helps serve those people. And a lot of people don't know where to start. And that's why we're doing this video, is because we want to tell our community in Caldwell County, hey, if you're struggling, you've got an idea, these are great folks that can help guide you down that right road, along with other resources we have with the Small Business Center and the SBTDC. But there are resources out there to help people get to that next platform and to fight hard and strong. So, Thom, let's just take a little shift, because I know North Carolina IDEA is not all just Thom. You got a great team behind you. So tell us a little bit about your team and your efforts and what you guys do to help serve people and taking their ideas to the next level.
Yeah, Brian, thanks for acknowledging the reality of most great organizations. The man or woman at the top, they just get the privilege of taking the accolades, but they're only as good as the team behind them. And we have, again, in my humble opinion, the best team in economic development in the country. And I say that after working at some really prestigious organizations where I had built also really good teams. But we are, everybody is fully committed to the mission and understands the privilege, frankly, it is to do the work that we do. There's a lot of talk, and people are realizing the new normal of, the way people are working right now, like, working from home and certain things, activities that we used to be able to do that we can't for the moment. We have been blessed, with the mission that we have and a very robust, a portfolio of programs. So right as everything closed down, for example, we had just started one of our 2 busy seasons of the year, the spring and the fall, where we do our seed and micro grant programs. And this is a program where we give money, literally give away money, $50,000 and $10,000. So $50,000 for the seed program, $10,000 for the micro program. And we take in hundreds of applications. You could imagine if you're giving away money, it's a popular program. So we get a lot of applications. And it's just a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. But while everybody else was kind of in lockdown mode and figuring out the new reality, we embraced the new technologies. We're doing things like this now.
Right.
We're getting more proficient at it. I can't tell you how thankful I am that my dog hasn't decided to bark while we've been doing this. But it was a blessing to have this work to do, because our team just stepped up and we didn't miss a beat. We didn't push back a single deadline. We made more grants than we do on a normal cycle. And we did it without skipping a beat. And it was harder because we were overcoming and figuring stuff out, but we did it, and we're going to continue to do it. And again, we couldn't have the impact we do if not for the team and also the backing of our board. I'm really blessed to have, I think, an unusual board that looks at and asks the question, how can we have more impact? Nobody's ever satisfied with the last cycle of anything we've done. Right. We do postmortems after every grant cycle, every program, and we get accolades from those who help us. We have just a tremendous core reviewer team. We have mentors. We have probably about 200-ish, volunteer folks, friends of the foundation, as we like to refer to them. They're also a big part of our, secret sauce. We couldn't do what we do without their input as well, or not nearly as well as we do. And I think it's that shared sense of purpose, that people get excited about, and it brings out the intrinsic motivation in people, right? And when you are appealing to what somebody's sense of values are, and fairness and desire to have impact, man, you can accomplish really great things together.
Yeah, you can. Thom, I'm really grateful for your time. Let's just, if someone's got the entrepreneurial spirit in Caldwell County, we know that you guys are out there to help them, but you also have a pretty awesome website and a lot of good stuff on northcarolinaidea.org. So tell us a little bit about where they might start and what they would want to find on your website first.
Sure. Well, it depends upon who you are. So if it's just, purely the entrepreneurial type, somebody that's inspired to, do something, as you can see from that, the graphic you have up, there's a section on our site for entrepreneurs that specifies and gives you lots of information about all of our grant programs and our help, our assistance programs. So I'd already mentioned labs. This fall we'll be relaunching SOAR, which is programming specific for female founders. And then there's the grant programs, and hard to believe that we're already in June, which means the fall seed and microcycle will be announced late August. So if you're thinking about needing funding, you've got some nice time to review the site. We're very informative on how to write competitive applications. So I would advise you to take the time to do your homework. We are also, very much vested in the ecosystem. Mm-hmm. And we started 4 years ago a program, and frankly, it's been the most ambitious from a funding standpoint. We've put the most dollars through this program, the Ecosystem Partner Program. We have funded 24 organizations. We announced 8 new ones. So we have funded 32 organizations across the state to help their capacity to serve entrepreneurs. It's very much a collaborative program. We don't write, a 40-page RFP, and we don't require 200-page responses. We ostensibly say, here's what we value in a ecosystem effort across the state. Tell us what you're doing, because like what you might be doing in Caldwell County may not be the same thing that's required in Person County or some other county. Right. So we don't presume to know what you need in your part of the state. We just say, convince us what you're doing is helping entrepreneurs, and then we'll consider helping you and being a partner in your activity. And then finally, there's a new section of the site we just launched, and I would be remiss if I didn't exploit this opportunity to mention it, and that's our Partners in Purpose. We are looking for people in the community, organizations, corporations to co-invest with us and think about allocating money behind our programs. I can, assure anybody that considers being one of our partners in purpose and investing in our programmatic activity, 100% of any of your funding will go directly to a program. I don't need money for overhead in some of the incidentals. We have an endowment, we're self-funded. I can cover that. But if we had more budget for our programs, we can help more people. It's as simple as that. My funding availability, or what's available to us from a funding standpoint, those are the bricks in the mortar, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. And the more bricks and mortar I have, the more we can build. And I would ask, folks within organizations or individuals with the capacity to help us to consider and take a peek at the Partners in Purpose section of the website as well.
That's great. Really good news, Thom. Thank you so much. Well, so much information. We could be on here all day, Thom, but I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap us up a little bit. If folks want to get in contact with you, we know you not only have a great website and a fantastic team, but you have the heart behind it to help people. So I've got your contact phone number up there for everyone. And then I'm just going to roll a banner on the bottom here so people can see your phone number and other ways to get in touch with you. Any last minute things you'd like to share with Caldwell County, Thom, and what next steps people should do?
I would say this: I'm very excited for that part of the state, and Caldwell County is right in the middle of it. With what's happening in places like Boone and in Hickory. We have great partnership with Catawba Valley Community College, for example, and Dr. Hinshaw, who runs that. He's on our board as well. We have funded organizations in that part of the state. I think I sense that there's an energy and a collective will that's coalescing there. And I think Caldwell County could be and the chamber could be right in the middle. I mean, I think there's an opportunity here for the chamber to step up and say, hey, we want to be one of the things that leads this. And to the extent that your membership is willing to support that, I think you can assist in the recovery process that everyone is so desperate to start. And the more we can commit, and people with the capacity to commit to that, the quicker we can get back to, the greatness and the potential of the state. That's perfect. I thank you for that, Thom. And our hearts do align in our process to help others. So it's perfect. Really appreciate your time this morning, Thom. And we will hopefully make the phone ring, and we'll hopefully have some ideas start birthing in our community. And we'll use your resources along with others from the chamber to help people to the next step. And we really appreciate your time. Hope you have a great day, and we'll get this shared with our community. Thanks a lot, Thom. Ryan, and thank you for the work that you and the chamber are doing.
My pleasure. Thank you.